What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Mug episode 201. Man, oh man, what an electric evening we had last week for the big 200th episode of the Morning Mug. It was a lot of fun, a lot of great guests, some of whom are already in the chat, which is awesome. Just it was totally loaded. Lots of people stopped by and hung out in the comment section and threw their likes down and all that jazz. And it was a good time. It was a lot of fun. And thanks to you guys, we reached 200, man. That's like a 4-year process, right? 200 episodes. It may, if it doesn't sound like a lot, remember it's only once a week. So that's only 52 of these episodes you get per year. So, do the math on that. It means we stuck it out for a very long time to get to 200. So here's to getting to another 200 more, right? Yeah, who's with me? Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. Wayne and Garth all of a sudden. All right. But yeah, no, we're gonna keep it chugging along today at 201. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about, as usual. But first, we got to do the thing. Got my iced tea. Look at that. To the rim, y'all. Got to be careful. Spill on the keyboard. Not good. Not good. All right. Anyway, grab your drink, grab your snack. Because it's time, say with me, for the Morning Mug, episode 201. Hit it. Hey, my friends, welcome back to the Morning Mug. Now, let's chat. Oh, yeah, check it out. I'm going to linger there for a second. That's that new Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. I like that. Look, I was thinking, because there's a lot more talented people out there than me. Let's get this microphone a little closer. Let me know how I sound, how I look. I might put a contest out there to see who could design me the coolest new. Hang on, switching cameras in 3, 2, 1. Look at that, man. Look at that. I mean, you got to go for is the default for this stupid thing is 480p. Who would in their right mind broadcast it in 480p? So I had to switch it to 720. I had to look as good as I could for my fans out there. But anyway, yeah. So we got this. We got this thing right here. It's a cool looking cafe. I like it. I dig it. But if somebody wants to design me an alternate one, maybe one during the day, who knows what it'll look like? I would love to see some stuff. If you have the inkling, shoot me your version over on Instagram, and if I like it, I'll show it off. I'll show it off here on the Morning Mug, man. The mug is everywhere. See, it's like Starbucks is everywhere, and the stores kind of look a little different. Signs all the same, but storefronts are a little different. And that's the Morning Mug. We're everywhere. We're international, y'all. We got our friends overseas all over the place. So who knows what a Morning Mug would look like elsewhere. So, all right, but let's splash the Bob. Welcome to the Morning Mug, everybody. We're just happy to have you here. All right. Now, hold on. I'm not even going to do well. Okay, hold on. Hold on. La, 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 la. La la la, your morning dose. I just realized my Morning Mug ticker still said nighttime stuff on it. Let's just see what this looks like. Okay. All right. Hit it, Bob. See, welcome to the Morning Mug. Oh, that's great. Nothing like a little spelling issue. Okay, let's put a little in there. Maybe I'll have you guys type for me. That'd be even better since I can't spell. Here we go. To the morning, your morning dose of entertainment served with a side order of hooks. You see, when you change all this up, I forgot to make a totally new one for the evening mug. But anyway, there it is. All right, we are back on track. Let's see who is gracing the cafe this morning. William is here. Hello, hello. Who, of course, was there with me. So was Dave. Dave stopped by like a champ. You guys are awesome. Yeah, man, it was dope. It was super fun. Yeah, man, I saw your vinyl. That was rad looking. Dave got him a Revenge of the Sith vinyl, man. Let's see. You have your MRI? Yikes. It's always nervous. Yeah. Oh, no. Well, dude, we will be thinking of you. It'll be smooth sailing and all good. The good thing is when it's done, you'll be kind of tired. You go home and you watch movies. Just watch a ton of movies. Let's see. It's for check to make sure cancer hasn't come back. Nice, man. Well, fingers crossed. Hit your 10-year mark. That'll be great, dude. Cancer free. Can't that thing. That's right. Good job, Dave. I think it'll be totally gone. Mr. Moody is here. Hello. All his homies in Chatterland. Nice. Yeah, man. Get that good feedback, Dave Aroni. Get that feedback. I can't eat it. Yeah, I know all about that. When I had a colonoscopy, you can't eat anything. Actually, for a whole 24 hours, you can't eat anything prior to your thing, and you got to drink this nasty ass liquid, and it's a whole thing. So yeah, I know about those little fasting moments. But dude, that is the way to go, man. Take you to Dunkin' Donuts, get that iced coffee, and then when you come out of it and you're hungry, you go treat yourself to something nice as well. Nice. Are we getting the haze in? Yeah. Where is everybody? I don't know. Are they here now? Only 7 watching. Wow, it is a light morning. People still recovering from the evening mug. Usually we have in the teens when we start the show. Let's see. I'll let you know more about the watch along. All right. Sounds groovy. Hey, Kitten Paws is here, y'all. The wife extraordinaire who joined us on episode 200. Daughter's still snoozing next door in the other room, so she won't be popping on, but good to have wifey poo here, hey babe. Okay, everybody's happy you're here. Let's get to another 200. That'll be a long way from here, man, but we'll see if we can get there. We'll see if I last another 4 years on this platform. So I know 6 people now watching. Somebody left, Dave. Somebody left us. It's a bad sign, y'all. It's a bad sign. See, we hit 200. No one wants to come back. No one cares about the mug anymore. We hit the 2. Everybody's like, cool. Now, away with you. Let's see. Yes, those questions were fun. And that was all her. She came up with the idea. She came up with all the questions. And that's why, I let her, had her sit down and read them off. And, I was all biased, just listening to your answers, which was funny. Yeah, girl. Meow. Like that new look, the new cafe look. Yeah. And that was just a quickie thing. Like I didn't even spend a lot of time. I just did a quick, Gemini thing. Said, give me this outdoor cafe with some pop culture things, had it adjusted. And then I just put it up because I was so busy at work. Like just getting it done was a miracle. So if I actually took time and smooth that thing out, I did, however. So check this out. Do I still have it? Yeah. So notice on so the posters in the window, they were okay, but they repeat themselves because it's AI, it doesn't know. So like Gremlins was in here like 3 times. So I replaced the Raiders poster is new and the Galaxy Quest with the reflection because I'm that clever on the window, and you have to slightly blur them so they look like they're in the same window. All that I added, after the fact. So I was able to jazz it up just a little bit so it wasn't like same poster, that. See, AI don't know sometimes. It doesn't know it's putting the same poster up. You think I had too much coffee this morning? Yeah, he's bouncing around, man. He's ready to go though. What's up, Hisham? Good to see you here. Want to make this version? I mean, we'll do it this versus that. I don't make them as like standalone videos because I need you guys. I assume that's what you mean, but we'll get to it this versus that. Near the end. That's right. Get that good MRI. And Hisham says, box office, The Furious, Minions, and Supergirl. Well, that's a good tee up, mon frere. That's a good tee up. Tell you what. Y'all, if you're going to bring it up. And we also have another topic I'm going to cover this morning, but we'll go ahead and, Hisham's pretty excited, man, about that. I'm going to go ahead and take that away for now. All right, Bob, like with your coffee-infused face, bring up the box office. Here we go, y'all. Ba-bam. Yeah, to the right, please. Thank you, Bob. So here we go. Big box office, sorta, kinda, but not. So last week was actually a stronger, to my shock, a stronger box office, even with Supergirl underperforming wildly. Still made more money in its first weekend, though, than Minions did. Now, Minions, this is kind of a head scratcher, y'all. So yes, it came in at number one at 37 because Toy Story's in its third week, so it's dropping, respectably each week. I mean, it's still like dropped 57%, so it's not like it's doing the obsession thing where it's dropping 30%, 20%. Toy Story, I think it's I mean, it's still doing great. It's made 365 million so far, but Minions and Monsters, this is the lowest premiere in the entire franchise of Despicable Me / Minions. Like, in fact, the two Minions movies both open higher than all of the, Despicable Me movies. And then this one came in at the bottom, under everything, y'all. Like, what the hey, yo? Like, I don't think this was expected at all for this week. This is a very robust franchise. A lot of kids love this thing. These Minions, we don't even know what they are, but they've been around obviously for like millions of years. Like trailer has it, this thing starts out in prehistoric time, and because they're always looking for a boss to work for. But this time they make it to Hollywood. And here's the thing too, I feel like this movie's got a little bit for everybody because it's got all the Minions doing their cute, silly things, but they also go to old classic Hollywood. So film lovers like us, we see the old, and it's back in the heyday, right? So it's like the Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton days of Hollywood. So it's got some classic references that are fun for us to watch. It's got the Minions doing their weird little and stuff that all the kids love. And yeah, it was enough to hork out a number one, but not really to impress the Minion fan base. So it's a chin scratcher, y'all. Like, are we at Minion fatigue now? Or are we just kind of like, I'll be honest. The last Despicable Me, if you go back, about whatever it was when the last one came out, Gru number 4. I wasn't all that impressed with it. Like, it was fine. Like it I think my description was, it was exciting animation. Like, it was very visual. It's very funny and fast and kinetic. But I just didn't laugh. Like, I wasn't laughing out loud. But this one, I don't know. I was in a similar zone. I still liked it, but I was kind of like not bursting out laughing. I don't know. But it was fine. It's what I expected. It didn't exceed what I was expecting. And there is rumor that, the two leads in this one, it's, instead of the usual 3, we had, what was their names? I'm going to forget it. It's something like, I don't know. Anybody remember Paul and Henry? I think Henry was one. Anyway, so it's not the same Minions, but to me, it's like, did it matter? Because it kind of felt like I was watching the same Minions. You got a one-eyed Minion, you got a two-eyed Minion, but instead of the tall one with the one eye, it's the short one here with the one eye. So I didn't really know. I wasn't watching the originals, but because I feel like they were also in it. I mean, how can you not have the other 3 in there? They all look alike. So somewhere in there, I'm sure the original 3 exists. But there it is. There you go. Only 37 million. Not a great start. Therefore, it's heading down the same path that Supergirl is. Let's get to number 2, of course, Toy Story 5 at 30.3 million. And this is just the 3-day weekend. I didn't expand this any bigger than that, but this is for the 3 days. Young Washington, to my surprise, no one I know was really talking about this movie, but it came in at number 3 with 19.3. And look, I'm just sad. Look, Supergirl, I get it. People love hating on this thing. People have a problem with Millie. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was fine. Again, it wasn't the same tier that I liked with Superman, but it was good. It was fine. But a 76.8% drop, y'all. That is just something. I think the internet made that happen. I'll be honest. Like I don't know, a Supergirl movie, like girl power. Like some of the girls that I know that have seen this movie are like, they liked it, and they like Millie. So a 70-something%, that to me is, I don't know, that's harsh. That's harsh, but there it is. We can't take it away. That's the second outing for the DC universe. Well, what that will mean for DC. I don't know. Look, it's just that they had a big hit and they had a miss, but they still have Lanterns coming out. They got Clayface coming out, and they got the next Superman movie coming out. And if all those are a hit, I mean, we could surmise that, DC isn't in trouble yet. It just had a setback a little too early in its reset stage that I don't think they wanted, obviously, but here it is. Let's see where it goes. After that, we have Disclosure Day coming in at 5.7 mil. So this week, it only pulled in 100.9 million, whereas last week, where Supergirl was second, we got 134.2 mil. That's also, we still had Obsession and Backrooms in the top 5 and all that stuff. So now that those are out, and look, it's coming, y'all. Obsession's coming to physical media. So is Backrooms, but Obsessions, I think it's coming out maybe next week. I'll have to double check that. Y'all let me know if you know the exact date, but I think it's next week or the week after on physical media. Get it on 4K, y'all. I mean, that thing banked, and then it's coming out like striking while the irons are hot. I mean, look, and it barely tipped out of the top 5. It was 5.2 million. Disclosure Day is 5.7. So, and it is starting to drop now considerable, like, its percentages were always in the 20s, maybe 30s. It's now at 46%. And it's plateaued around 245 million, which is fantastic. So I think people are ready. They know it's coming out. They know it. They know it's coming out on physical media, y'all. So they're excited. And it, again, still did a good chunk of the box office, still in the top 10. Obsession is right behind it at number, what is that? 7. Yeah, it's right there at number 7. So there you go, man. So those movies, they're crack-a-lacking. So anyway, here is your top 5. Did you guys get out and see any of these movies? If you did, which one did you see? And did you like it? You got to chime in and let me know so we can chat about that. Now, there's only 2 things coming out this week that I even care to put up. Sometimes I'll try to put some of those smaller movies, but look, let's face it, a Bob, if you will, a shablam. These are the 2 that everyone's going to go see: Moana and Evil Dead Burn. Now, it's so funny. What fatigue are we having at the box office, right? Maybe mediocre superhero fatigue. I would say not superhero fatigue, because Deadpool, Wolverine did great. Superman did good. Supergirl did not. So that one wasn't as good. And also these live action Disney remakes. Like Moana looks fun, and I think it's going to do fine. Like Lilo and Stitch did terrific. That the live action remake did good. And I even enjoyed it. I don't have connection to the animated movie as much, so I don't have a nostalgia for it. So I got to just sort of watch it as a movie for what it was and had a good time. Now Moana, that's a little different. My daughter introduced me to that. Says, "Dad, you got to watch this movie." She saw it on Disney Plus with her mom, and they loved it. So I'm like, all right, I'll see this, cartoon. Not that I have a problem. I love cartoons. And it was great. I'm like, you guys are right. That was amazing. But here we are again at another live action remake, because Disney just, again, what happened to the days where they made movies that weren't like based on their IPs, but where all the, Tombstones and Ruthless People and, Splash and all these things that they made that were just, I think those days are gone. I think Walt would be like, hey, what you guys do to my legacy here? Anyway, so we have that, and then Evil Dead Burn also coming out. Now, let's take a backtrack to the top 5 and see where these might fit in. So Disclosure Day, Supergirl, those are going to be gone. Like easy, because the Supergirl's dropping too hard to even stay in the top 5 next week. And Disclosure Day is right on the cusp anyway. So easily, I think both of those movies are going to come into the top 10, the top 5. And of course, since Minions had such a low start, Moana is going to take number 1. It's going to take number 1. And here's the thing. Toy Story is still dropping, though, kind of hard, like 57%. So if it drops like that again, but also Minions drops 57%, if they both, let's just say they both drop that, then, I mean, math would dictate that Minions would stay in second place. So then where does Evil Dead Burn come in? People love the Evil Dead franchise. Is it, do people want to see that a lot more? I don't know. But let's just take a swing, y'all. Let's take a swing, and we're going to go Moana, and then we're going to say Evil Dead Burn takes number 2. Yep, we're going to just take a swing. I know we're inundated with too many horror movies, and maybe people are, how are we not tapped out of horror movies? I'll be honest. But then you look at Backrooms and Obsession, and it shows that we're not. So let's put that at number 2. And then we'll go Minions, Toy Story, and then maybe Young Washington will drop down there into the 5th spot. So that's kind of how I see the box office happening for next week. All right, y'all. That is it. That is your box office for the weekend of July 3rd through the 5th. Let me know if you saw anything, and if you did, how'd you like it? All right. Take a swig. Oh, take a swig, and then we'll get to it. Come on now. There it is. You're going to try to see Supergirl on Friday. All right. Nice. Go see that thing. Dude, I am too. Like, nobody, I didn't know anybody talking about Young Washington. Surprised he even made the top 5. I guess they are. I mean, what's going on, Drew? Thanks for joining last week for episode 200, my man. Always a pleasure. Do you think they're going to take these? Good question. So here's the thing. They let Zack Snyder stick around with his universe for a while before they sealed the deal. Again, here's the weird thing, Steve. People are so antsy just to pull the plug and run at the first sign of something being wrong. And yeah, Supergirl was a misstep. It wasn't I think what you need, especially after Superman, I felt good. I've seen a couple other shows where they say, when you leave a DC, like a superhero movie, you want to smile. You want to feel good. You don't want to feel like, wow, that was a slog to get through, or that was kind of a depressing thing that got me nowhere. That's what some people are saying about Supergirl. I mean, I didn't feel that way because, I can look past certain things and just enjoy it for what it is. But I get it. I get that there's a lot of heavy stuff in the film that, maybe you could have taken, had a little bit of that, but still, kept a little bit in tone more like Superman. Not that it has to be like Superman, but, like the MCU is great about keeping tone consistent throughout all their movies, even when they're maybe a little darker. That's why certain things, look, let's remember, gang, Marvel had a lot of things that didn't do well. And as beloved as we liked the character of Iron Man 2 was not great. I love Thor. Thor 2 wasn't great. These are all box office things that didn't perform that well. But they kept moving along. Like, they didn't let people on the internet, cancel culture, all that jazz, like affect what they're doing. So I don't think James should be taken away yet. I think he's got his 10-year plan. And look, people learn too. They pivot. This could be a good thing. If Supergirl, it didn't perform like they wanted because they took these swings that weren't enough like Superman, which was a hit. Don't let anybody tell you different. It was a hit. Then he'll pivot on the next one, and he'll probably go, look, in this thing of we don't make a movie until the script is ready. I mean, now he shot himself in the foot because people are saying, oh, so this is what you think of as a ready script. So people are, holding him to task on that, which they should. I mean, the problem is James Gunn is the head of the studio, but he's also a director. So that is a lot of things pulling you in two directions. Right? That is a lot for one man to keep on top of. Whereas Kevin Feige is just Feige. He's the master and commander of all of Marvel, and he doesn't get distracted being a filmmaker. That's James's problem. I think maybe either he needs to, after Superman, step away and just become the figurehead of DC, or I don't know if he's going to keep directing. I don't know. I think after Superman, he should step aside as director, unless he does another Superman, because, I don't want someone else taking over his thing. If certainly if the next Superman is just as good, let him have his trilogy, but bring in more directors, that can freshen this up. But anyway, so like I was saying, to learn from the Supergirl mistake, now maybe you just have to pull out the big guns. Your next movie should be Wonder Woman or Batman. I mean, like, get over it. I know we're getting the Robert Pattinson Batman, and it's decided that Batman is not in the same universe. Fine, then get on it. Let's get on. Let's do like what Marvel did. They had their 4 main characters: Thor, Iron Man, let's see who else got as well. Hulk kind of got his own thing. Ant-Man, they all got their solo adventures, and we brought them together for the Avengers, right? So I think we need to start doing that for this. I mean, I know the end game has got to be to get to another Justice League movie, right? And the only way to do that is to start introducing, the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then bring in, we're getting the Green Lanterns already on HBO. I assume those are going to bleed into the movies. It would be silly to spend all this time building up Green Lantern universe and not use any of those in your feature films. I don't know. At that point, I kind of give up. Like, I don't know what James is doing if we're not, interweaving all of this stuff. So yeah, I say don't take him away yet. I think he's still got a plan. He can still fix it. And look, one good Superman movie, the next movie, if it's a hit, people will let Supergirl go. And if you decide to bring a Batman or Wonder Woman out after that, and that does well, Supergirl can just be a blip. And that's what we want. We just want missteps are fine. Marvel had plenty of missteps, and we still had plenty of great Marvel movies after that. So that's where I will go with that. Hello there. It's a kid bars. Maybe it's because there's too many kids out right now. Yeah, you got Toy Story, Minions, Moana's coming up. Yeah, there's a lot of. You're right, babe. The kid movies are pulling all the kid audiences to many different things, and certainly with Moana coming out this weekend, now that's going to drop Toy Story. That'll drop Minions. You're absolutely right, because they all want to go to the newer one, right? So Moana's going to be that. Look at that pure hangout is here, Derek. Whoa, what up, dog? Haven't seen a single Minions Despicable Me, but fatigue since the first Despicable Me trailer. How you doing, son? Good to see you. And mustachio twirling face here. A pleasure, man. If you've been here, it's been a while. So a pleasure. Hit that like button for my boy Derek showing up. Wowing you people with his curly mustache. Why Supergirl bombed the box office? Because Millie Alcott controversy, toxic girl power, hate boy message. Let's pull back on a few of those. There's no toxic girl power. There's no boy hating in the movie. What it is you just have a forgettable villain, right? And there's the problem with Supergirl, if I'm to dig into it, like, again, I liked it, but this is what I'll say. Because people like Superman and Supergirl are so powerful, right? You've got to figure out ways to depower them so that they can, not just win everything and then the movie would be over in 20 minutes. That said, maybe we depower them a little bit so they can't move planets or something overly, like, let's take it down a notch. I know Superman's done ridiculous things in the past, but let's do it so that, like, he can, even the kaiju, like, okay, so in Superman, the last movie in 2025, the kaiju is about to step on him and he's kind of holding it. See, that's what I love. Back in the day, like, Superman just would have grabbed him by the scruff of the neck and flew him off into space because he's that powerful. So they're downplaying it a little bit, which I appreciate. Supergirl, you can do the same thing. I get why she's doing it is because she's had a lot of family tragedy, which I was hoping for, that it would be the center of this movie and it'll show why she has a broken heart. What I wanted to see is a broken heart that needed mending rather than a depressed girl who has no friends, which is more what it was like, right? Because if you have the heartbreak, then the kindness of Kal-El / Superman / Clark can help her see that there are people who can care about her. That would have been a sweeter movie. But what it was here is it's just she goes off world and, there's kryptonite this and kryptonite that. And, so there's I don't want to ruin something if you haven't seen it yet. I'm not going to ruin it because I know, Dave, you haven't seen it yet. But it's convenient how kryptonite is just everywhere and people know who she is. Like, Supergirl hasn't even been a thing yet, but people have kryptonite bow and arrows. I'm like, who is this guy anyway? So the villains are forgettable. They're not super, I don't know. It's just bad guys for bad guys' sake. They shoot her dog, so she goes to, kick his ass. I don't know. So it's got at its plot point, it's got some weakness to it. right? It's not really heavy hitting in that department. And Lobo is great. So like having Jason Momoa in there sort of spikes up the energy when he shows up. It's funny. He does his Lobo thing. You can tell he's like chewing up the scenes and loving it. And I think people dig that. But the problem is Lobo doesn't really have a huge impact in the film. He's fun to be there, but it's not like the film centers around Supergirl and Lobo, go off and do their adventure. That would have been cool, but it's not really that. But it's a nice introduction to Lobo. I think it's a fun way to have him introduced. So, and look, there's people like tearing into Millie Alcock's looks, saying that she's ugly and that she's not attractive. Whatever. Show a picture of yourself. These D-bags that are like trashing her. Show a picture of yourself. We'll trash you and drag you across the internet. I mean, my God, people, what's wrong with people? She was a Spitfire. I get it. People like, oh, she's not like Helen Slater, who's like a very pixie like pretty. She was beautiful, right? A very almost like Girl Next Door look, right? And then you got Melissa Benoist, who was in Supergirl, the TV show. She was cute and perky. And then you got Millie, though, who's a little bit more edgy and stuff. So maybe people just weren't ready for a slightly edgy Supergirl, but that's it. We'll just move on. The first reactions come out of Odyssey. They're absolutely fantastic. People call this movie even better than Oppenheimer. That is good. That's good. That's good. All right. So, yeah, is it shorter than Oppenheimer? We could use that, right? What's sad that it's what? Sure. Oh, maybe something I said. Obsession is the 14th. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Right on, Jack. Let's go. Clayface has to deliver on the horror. Yeah, our public will feel lied to, and that word of mouth will spread fast. Yeah, Derek, you're right, because again, if Gunn is saying if the scripts had to be great before he greenlit anything, and that's why Clayface is third, because the script was outstanding. It's a body horror movie. And look, after bangers like this, with Obsession and Backrooms, and then, of course, last year, The Substance was a huge hit for body horror type stuff. It's nominated for Best Picture, right? So, yeah, man. I mean, you can't be more right, dude. If you get 2 misses in a row, if Clayface is just a meh and nobody goes, wow. Yeah, DC's in big trouble. And at that point, look, if this merger with Paramount finally is solidified and goes through, I think Gunn will just walk, because it's not working out. But if it does well, and then the TV shows do well, like Green Lantern and stuff like that, and the next Superman is a big hit, we're back to square one. We're doing good. So fingers crossed, y'all. Yo, D, what's up? Dale, what is going on, Dale? Look at that. My boy Dale is here. Yeah. I think Moana looks terrible. Just ridiculous. But I mean, that's what he looks like, though. It is The Rock, and that's what the character would look like with hair. So, I mean, hey, you're welcome, right? Come on. I don't care about Evil Dead Burns. I know, but a lot of people do. They love that stuff. Here's superhero fatigue, live action remake fatigue, Star Wars fatigue. Yeah. Make good movies. Fatigue goes away. You nailed it, Dale. That's right. It's mediocre movie fatigue. That's what we're having too much of. I'm with you. Oh, yeah. That always makes sense, man. Can't hang out long. You hit that like button. Look at that. Say congrats. Thank you, Mon Frere. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate everybody stopping by, man. You guys rock. Everybody's happy. Dale's here. Already got thumbnail ready for the stream. Nice. You are ahead of the game, sir. Look at that. Mike is here. What up, dog? You. Yeah, Mike also hanging out with me on the big 200. That's a lot of fun. Greetings, Adrian James. Hello, Mon Frere from across the water. Always a pleasure. Look at that. Everybody's getting their haze in. Hey, what up, Jeff? Look at William. Get some haze in there. Let's see. Dave says, did you hear they're going to fast track Bane and Deathstroke? No. Stop with the fast tracking of these non-massive. Oh, God. Why? I have not heard that, Dave, and that is stupid. That's stupid. Why are we fast tracking stuff like Bane and Deathstroke before we even get like Batman and Wonder Woman on the ground? wow. Like I love that James Gunn. What I do love about him is that he sees greatness in the obscure stuff. That's why if you guys enjoyed, like I did, is the second Suicide Squad movie that he made with, Starro and all that stuff. I was very entertained by that. I was let down by the first one. I'll be honest. I was kind of bored by it, mostly because, when they made it, it was a different movie, right? But then Guardians of the Galaxy came out and everyone loved that. So the trailer was even recut and redesigned to feel like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie because they were kind of coming out around the same time. But when you go see it, it is nothing like a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So the trailer massively misrepresents what that movie was. And because they kind of knew they needed to get you to come in and see it because it wasn't, I'm sure they saw both movies and went, ours isn't as cool. But there you go. So yeah, man, don't be fast tracking those. Harumph. They shoot Shaggy Crypto. Oh no. Yep, they did. The nerve. Let's see. Millie's beautiful in House of the Dragons. I know. Thank you. She's not ugly. She isn't cookie cutter blonde chick. Yeah, people suck. Dude, they do. Tell them to shut the hell up. I'm telling you, put those people, you drop your headshot on the internet and we will compare you to the worst stuff we can find happily. Not like this guy, Wilkie. This is a class act right here. Y'all check out our boy Corey on Friday. He's got his lunch break, which is awesome. Good dude. We'll get him to the 200 episode of his lunch break, man. Let's go, Corey. Let's get it. It's a lot of sandwiches, man. And you have to consider Millie Alcock has only done 3 things in America. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind that at all, honestly, because no one really knew who David Corenswet was. So it's not about how much they've done. It's, in fact, the more like unknown they are to me, the better, because then the person just shows up and it's like Christopher Reeve. No one knew who Chris was, but he looked like Superman. He was Superman. So when he stepped out into that street, into the costume for the first time, you're like, holy cow. It's Superman, right? And so you can have that same thing with the cast. I like that they're picking people that aren't super high profile. I mean, Marvel did it too. Like no one really, I mean, Chris Evans had been around pretty good, but nothing super major. Robert Downey was probably the biggest star at the time, right? So but he also slipped into a character no one really knew. It's like Iron Man. We know because I'm a comic book guy, so I loved Iron Man. But the general public is like, Iron Man, because it's not like, Hulk or Spider-Man, so no one knew. But he turned it into something, and now we have Marvel, right? Because that first movie did so good. So yeah, I like when we don't really know the character too much. Nice. Use that Superman cup. Do I even have Superman cup? I have a Justice League cup somewhere back there. Hey, speaking of, there's old Superman right there. And look, there's Clark. All right. Let's see. What DVDs, Blu-rays are released? Well, you are a curious man, aren't you? Well, let's, I don't know, but we can go look. Hang on now. I mean, if you want to look, I mean, far be it from me to deny you the greatness of knowing. Let me hook that up. For some reason, Bob dropped the ball on that. Okay, so let's do this. Stop with that. Okay. All right. So what you're saying, Mr. Moody, is you wanted me to scratch my chin and say out loud, what's Sue gonna get? What's Sue gonna get? Hey! What's Sue gonna get? And these guys too. Now the Steelbook crew. Tell them, Sue.
What's Sue gonna get?
What's Sue gonna get? I don't know, but hey! What's Sue gonna get? The quandary, all. Well, we are gonna find out right here, right now. Hang on, let's get that out of here. We don't need that no more. Let's do this. All right. So Bob, make it happen. Here we go. Oh, shablam. So here is the big week. And look, I'm just going to say it right now. You guys can put your wallets away. This is not a big week. I don't see a ton of awesome stuff dropping this week. I mean, look, your first 2 is The Getaway and The Elephant Man. That ought to tell you something. So you got that, The Evil That Men Do with Charles Bronson, Fear City, an Evil Dead Steelbook, but that's like, we've had that title out before in various other Steelbooks. So, I mean, if you want that one in 4K, there you go. You got the drama. Of course, that's the not Zoe Saldana. That's the Zendaya movie with Robert Pattinson, which I didn't really care for, I'll be honest, but there it is. Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp. That's low tier Burton for me. We watched it. Me and my boy Mega Mike, we watched it. We had to watch all the Tim Burton movies and rank them. For me, that came in pretty low. It just it had all this potential, and I wasn't feeling it. Now, All You Need Is Kill, I'm very interested in because that is the animated version of, Tom Cruise movie right up there. I got it right over there. Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat. That's the animated version of that. It actually came to my theater for like a week. That was it, and it was gone. So I was unable to enjoy it while it was here. But there you go. A Doctor Who collection, Dead Man's Wire, Fuse, Strange Journey. Now I do want to see this. This is the story of Rocky Horror, so that could be a cool documentary. Again, there's the drama. You got a digipack. Got a 4K and Blu-ray on that. Elephant Man, of course, in different formats. What else you got? You got one of the Crow movies, Crow's Salvation. Got a Shirley Temple double feature. It looks like. The School Duel. Never heard of that. A couple of animes. You got Stone Cold coming back out on Blu-ray. So I know that's already been out on Blu-ray. Shout out, Mr. Moody. So yeah, it's back out again. I guess maybe this is a Blu-ray that's made from the 4K scan, so that's why it's a little bit different. I have not researched, so I don't know. Summoning Sylvia, Werewolf Game, The Last Hit. Anyway, so you can see this is not a jam-packed must-have week of anything. Any of these pop out for anybody that you need in your collection. Maybe you were a fan of the drama. And you want that, Dark Shadows. I don't know. Y'all tell me. But a lot of these just don't really, they're not wowing me. So, but you guys tell me. Maybe it is for you. Maybe you love all that. But that's what's coming out. Those are your new releases for this week here on July 7th. Boom. All right. So let's see. What else we got to tell you? Oh, you know what? Yeah, we got a couple of cool things. Just all right, let's talk. All right, let's jump back to you real quick, and then I have two more topics I want to try to bang out before we say adieu. I mean, again, it was fun to see on the big screen because they're fast tracking it though, so it felt a little rushed. The Martha thing I thought was where did you hear that name? I'm like, oh yeah, they do have the same mom name. I don't know, like, yeah, I mean, it was fine. Like, there were parts of it I really liked. I thought Ben Affleck was great. I thought, at the very beginning when he's running to save that kid and he looks up and he sees the buildings coming down, and it was sort of a tie-in to Man of Steel. I liked the way it started. I liked the way they were tying it in. And I liked Affleck's Batman, that fight scene, when he's in the warehouse is still, like, I think one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Batman hand-to-hand fight scenes ever put on the screen. So, I'll take that. So, yeah, I just, you just missed the mark a little other places. I'm not even at 15 likes, Dave. What is happening? What's happening, y'all? Come on, we just crossed the 600, the 13 watching now, 12 likes. Woo! Not doing so good this week, y'all. My goodness. Your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Adrian James. Happy birthday, bro. Look at that. Everybody give him some happy birthday love. Dude, what are you like, 37? Nice. Let's go. It's your birthday. Have a good time. Everybody getting that. Hey, everybody. Yeah, we just did what Sue's gonna get. See, I felt it. I felt it, Adrian. I knew you was thinking it. So yeah. I'm not dropping my headshot. Well, yeah, but I said to the people who were trashing Supergirl, drop your headshots and we'll trash you. So I know you're not trashing Supergirl, so you don't gotta, but you haven't seen it yet. So let's see. I never knew Iron Man Wasn't until I saw the movie. Yeah, there you go. And that's the thing is a lot of people like because he had been out of the limelight for a while. He was, crawling back into good graces. That's why people took a chance on Robert Downey. So, Kitten Paws, what do you have to say? It says Helen Slater gave her support to the new Supergirl. Good, classy lady. It's right, Helen Slater. Man, look at that. See, you got to keep passing the baton. All Supergirl. In fact, Helen Slater was even in the Supergirl TV show. She was the mom, right? So she was awesome. Perfect casting for that. And Melissa was a great Supergirl in that as well. See, so Millie's fine, y'all. Millie, just go form your own opinion. If I don't get a chance to see Supergirl, I will definitely see it when it comes out. Yep. Nikki in the house. What's going on, Madam Nikki? Good to see you, man. I can't wait for the 14th of this month because Michael comes out. Let's go. I have 2 different editions of Michael movie. You have 2. Why are you getting 2? One with his feet, one with his head, and then you can just take the 2 and slide them across the thing. No? Okay. I have not pre-ordered that yet. Stranger Things. Yay. Dude. So, Adrian, you a big fan too? Yeah, I want that set too. That looks good. All the big chunky bonus features in there too. That's going to be a rad collection. All right. This week is money saving week. Y'all, you always have to have that money saving week. That's right. Because it's light, not a lot to care for. You hold on to that cash. Boom. Go check out them sales. There's a lot of sales going on, y'all. Like Kino, and you got the Barnes & Noble 50% off. Man, tons of stuff. And I think the Arrow's coming up. Anybody know when the Arrow sale's coming up? I bet you Jeff does. Jeff seems like a well-informed dude. It's a crazy month for it. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Luckily today is not. It's later this month. Right on. Huckster, what up, Luke? Dog in the house. Go check out Luke Ponto, man. He's also got a rad channel, man. Just did a watch along last night. Has his, some weekly shows as well with his bud Michael. Go check him out, Luke Ponto. It's a good, solid dude. Hit it, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show him some love. Let's go. Hey, Mom. Yo, Luke, Steve. Oh yeah, look at you stacking it up in August, man. He-Man, getting the original series on Blu-ray. Barbarian, yeah, nice. Oh, you got more because you got to break it up. Enemy at the Gates, The Saint, and a Troy. Ooh. Not planning on picking up anything, so we good. Yeah. Arrow sale should be in August. Okay, so good. So this is our criterion, and then boom. Okay. All right. August. Look at you. Planning on seeing Evil Dead Burns. Yeah. Also gonna go see The Invite. What's The Invite, dude? What is The Invite? Is that comedy? There was like a comedy that's been advertised was like Seth Rogen and these 2 people come over. And, but they're weird. Hang on. Let me see. Is that The Invite? Let's see. That is it. Okay. It's funny. I just sort of use the concept of The Invite to see if that's, so that's cool, man. Is that in limited release? Let me see. Trying to look at it is. Oh, okay. My bad on missing that poster. Yeah, The Invite, y'all. So The Invite is a movie with Seth Rogen. Trying to see, the screen's very small. Olivia Wilde, Penelope Cruz, and let's see, who is that? Oh, Edward Norton. Okay, and Edward Norton and Penelope Cruz come over, and they seem like this cool little couple, but then they're swingers, and they want to get with Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde. So, but it's kind of weird. Dude, yeah, I forgot that was coming out. Yeah, I overlooked that one. Whoopsie. I would say, let's see. Evil Dead Burn, The Invite. That I think that throws a wrench in it there, then, Luke. I think The Invite, although very little advertising seems to be going on with that movie, other than the few times I've seen the trailer. So, do people know about this movie to go see it? It says wide release. So, I mean, there's a good chance it might crack the top 5. Like, what do you think? So Supergirl Disclosure Day go away. Young Washington, maybe that goes away too. Maybe this was the 1 week it was going to do good. And the only holdovers, how about that? The only holdovers for this week will be the Minions and Toy Story, and then I think you get Moana, Evil Dead Burn, and The Invite all crack into the top 5 because The Invite has the potential to do so. Yeah, there you go. The order, who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah, it had a limited release on. Okay, now it's getting. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I overlooked that wide release, and I think it's going to happen. All right, so let's now, real quick, y'all. Whilst we have time, we are going to talk about 2 things. Boop, boop, boop. Bob, if you will, please slap it up. First, we always got to take care of our 52-week movie challenge. And this week, the challenge was shadowing week 26, a Warner Brothers movie. So I have this here. I don't have the gold one in here, but I'm just going to show you what they look like. So, here, let's big screen it real quick. So I have these collections, which I really love, and I'm starting to open these up. So the gold one, it's in the other room. That's the one that's got all the award winners. And so I thought to myself, well, why don't we check out some movies, some older movies I've never seen. That's the whole point of having those great collections and dig through them. By the way, as pretty as those boxes are, when you try to take those discs out, you are definitely grabbing it with 2 fingers and you're putting some fingerprints on this. I mean, they are like that. Like they are, in fact, when you push them back in, they snap in. If they snap in, that means you've got yourself a snug pocket in there that when the disc goes in, it makes a little snap. I'm like, so getting those out, no bueno. But yeah, so it was my chance to check out some older classic movies. And this one won Best Picture. Pardon me. So, and by also watching this, it made me keep watching other Warner Brothers throughout the movie. Sometimes that happens to me during the week because I'll watch other movies during the week. And sometimes I'll stay with the theme. And then that way I get to see more of that theme. And so after this movie, I watched The Original Adventures of Robin Hood with Errol Flynn, which I love that movie too. And then after that, Mrs. Miniver also won Best Picture for that. That was a really good movie too. You also, and 2 of them black and white, but of course Robin Hood was Technicolor. So it was kind of great watching it in that old Technicolor with their green tights and their reds and all that jazz. But for this week, the first one I did was Grand Hotel. And basically, y'all, Grand Hotel, a very intriguing film. Back in the day, there wasn't a lot of ensemble movies, right? Because it was usually led by a main actor. And yes, if you see here, you got your Greta Garbo and John Barrymore, Joan Crawford, by the way, the young Joan. Everyone's sort of used to that. No wire hangers, Joan Crawford, right? Nailed it. So you're watching the movie. But young Joan, man, this girl, she was full of piss and vinegar, man. She was like, she had some moxie to her in this movie. I was like, damn, Joan's kind of like hot, like her sassy attitude it was almost like girl power before girl power was a thing. Like I always think that women in these older movies are always just oh my Lord, they're all like that. But you really got some strong women roles in a lot of these movies, and hers is just kind of like one of those. Anyway, Wallace Berry, Lionel Barrymore, like it's just a really good cast. Basically, so it's a huge group of individuals go to this hotel, staying at this big luxury hotel in Berlin, and they each have a different drama going on, we'll say, right? And basically, think of it this way: it's like Knives Out from 1932. Is the best way I can describe it, because there's all these shenanigans going on, and then something happens. I won't tell you what it is. But then all the stories kind of weave together a little bit. So it's very much like a 1932 like drama without having like a character like, Daniel Craig weaving them together. They're just happening independent. And since it's a hotel, when the drama's over, it kind of just, all of it leaves the hotel and new people come in. And that was like, I was like, oh, that was kind of cool, So if you haven't seen Grand Hotel, I like to highly promote movies that people don't normally watch. This is an older movie, and it's a black and white movie, something I know a lot of people like to stay away from. But if you're not afraid of a little black and white, y'all, check out Grand Hotel. Again, this is a classic Warner Brothers movie. I gave it 3 stars. And this is one I can see probably if I sit on it longer, I might give it even a higher rating because I totally enjoyed it. Wife watched it with me. And yeah. So anyway, but next week you're going to have week 27 as a character with memory loss or amnesia. There's a bunch out there for that. So I will be curious what a lot of you pick for that. But for your Warner Brothers week, did you go something new? Did you go like The Matrix or something cool like that? Or did you dig back into the Warner archive and see something classic like the Grand Hotel or, something to that effect? But that's what I went with and had a good time doing it. Now, before I get off of topics, we're going to go ahead and bang out the last one. And that is, oh yeah, here it comes. The Sony deal, y'all. And Bob, you can slap me to the right. Okay, let's just chat about this for a second, y'all. Sony, as you have all heard by now, will stop making physical discs starting January 2028. Is this an FU to gamers or a sign of the times? So what is our take on this? Yes, so here's the dealio. A lot of people aren't talking about this either. So yes, so if you buy the game, you download it to your PS5, right? Whatever, or PS6, what are we going to now? Whatever they're going to do. So you're going to download it, right? But since it's on the computer, that means it's got a sort of an accessibility to it that's done through your PS machine. So if they lose the rights to that game will stop playing. Like just because you bought it and downloaded it because it's on there, it's not going to keep playing for you if they lose the rights to let you play that game. Not like the good old days when you just grab your disc, you slap it in and start playing, man. That's how games are done. You get people excited. They buy the disc, they open it. There's the disc. Oh, they snap it out, look at it, sniff it. Who doesn't sniff it, right? You put it in there and you just start playing. Now, yes, sometimes you may have to download some patches or some updates for your computer to play this particular game or whatever, but you've got the physical disc, you got the physical game. However, Sony now is going all digital, and this is, look, we've already seen this happen to a lot of TV shows and movies that people have bought on Prime or Fandango or whatever your streaming platform is that you buy movies on, and they get pulled. So you've bought that and now you don't own that, right? So a lot of people are saying, well, if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing, right? That's what's going around. Now, before we go there, let's back up for a second and talk about downloading stuff onto your new PlayStation. The problem I don't hear anybody talking about is space, right? Every time, like we all have smart TVs, right? And you download an app so you can start watching Prime, or you download Netflix, or you download YouTube. So you get all these apps on your TV. But then if you want to start exploring sort of newer apps, like, oh, what is the sci-fi app? Or what is the full moon app? Well, your TV gets full. And I mean, you don't even have 20 apps downloaded on your TV and your TV's full. I'm like, why can't I download 50 apps so I can play? You always have to take some away to put some on. So they give you very little memory, right? That is what's going to happen on your new PlayStation as well. So you're going to download these games. They're going to consume memory. And then guess what? There you go. You're with me. You got to buy external hard drives for your PlayStations. You're not going to have enough room to own all the games that you purchase, because some of those new things, they're going to take up space, y'all. And unless these things come with like a 4 terabyte drive, which they're not, because they want to be cheap, right? They want you to buy maybe and they'll tell you, if you want the game to run best, you got to buy a Sony drive so it talks to the PlayStation and really gets the juices flowing. Is that what's going to happen? So not only are you buying these movies or games and can go away, and it will be movies as well, and they go away, but then you also have to buy external drives with more memory so you can like have a library. I mean, that's why people who do the Plex thing, like I got a good buddy, Alan, shout out Alan, he's been on the channel before, and he's talked about going digital, like it was a special morning mug he was on, and he was, regaling how good he thought digital was, and he had a great argument, right? So he's got the whole Plex server, and anytime he buys stuff, he takes it off of those and puts it on Plex. So that's another thing too. If we've bought it, can we now burn it and save it? Well, movies, yes. I look at it this way. If you've bought it, you can back it up. You own it. So you're protecting your investment, right? The games, though, don't really work that way because they have to be played from the PlayStation. So even if you buy it, what are you gonna you're gonna offload it onto something else? Like unless you have some sort of, I don't know, device like a BlackBerry that will crack the code. You're not gonna be able to play it on a non-PlayStation machine. At least I don't think so. So yeah. So as far as movies go, to me, if you want to archive your stuff on a Plex kind of thing, or if you've bought, say you bought your movie digitally on one of the platforms and you think it's going to go away, that's when people go to pirating and they download it and put it on their computer just so they have a backup. That's, to me, that's fine. You've bought it, so you have ownership to it. You own the copy that you bought. Now, if they're going to take it away from you and not give you a refund, how about that? So if they're going to take it back, give you a refund. That's like, you know what I mean? It's like, imagine all the things that you buy and get taken away and they don't. Anyway, this is going to be a slippery slope, y'all. We shall see what happens, but that is my take on this. It's about not just the fact that they can take it away from you, but it's storage. You're not going to have enough storage to house all the games that you want to own, and then you're going to have to buy external drives. So that is it. That is my soapbox regarding that. So there you go. Come on now. All right. All right. Those are our talking points, y'all. We're going to get to a little this versus that here in just a couple of minutes. So if you've got something that you want to start, having me battle, go ahead and throw it up. Don't throw it up. That sounds nasty. Don't regurgitate nothing on the morning mug. No, thank you. Let's see. Go away. All right. Hang on. Just getting it all set up. Oh, all right. There we go. This versus that is ready to go. Now it's just hot foot it back over here and see what you guys are talking about. And then we'll get to a little quick this versus that. Dang, dude. You're just going to fill up the house. Nice. Oh, yeah. Nice. 18th birthday. Oh, very, very cool. Very cool, Jeff. That'll be good. It's keeping it coming. The pop is awesome. Old but gold. Love old movies. Yeah, when I was a little boy, Charlie Chaplin movie. Yeah. Oh, good, man. Good. I'm glad you love it. This versus that. All right, we're coming up to it in just a second. Just want to see what everybody else is saying here. I watched Brainstorm. Oh, from 1965. Nice. There you go. It's a decent old movie. Week 27. I watched Memento. So you've already watched your 27. 2 o'clock Courage. Lock it. Wow. Look at you go, man. All right. You are racking up, sir. Wait. This week, Warner Brothers. I mean, again, if you go by how I made the list, they all start on a Sunday. So you can just go Sunday to Saturday. And this one was, because it was designed to come after the 25th anniversary. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. In fact, we're going to go ahead and let's see. We'll pull it up for you. I'm going to read it off. I'm going to pull up my Letterboxd. Just so you can see. So what is today? Today is the 7th. All right, hang on. All right, so here we go. So all right, so on June 28th. Oh wow, was that like 2 weeks ago? You know what? I'm thrown off because of the 200th episode, y'all. What moody, you're right. So June 28th would have started the Warner Brothers movie. And July 5th, which would have been this Sunday, is a character with memory loss. Whoopsie. See what happens when you do a special episode? Steve's right. Yeah. So this week is memory loss. 2 weeks ago was what I just did. But, to be fair, we had a very special episode. So I skipped that week. So, but that's okay. This week is still going, though. I only showed you what I watched 2 weeks ago. This is still the week. This is the week to do your memory loss. It starts on the 5th, so basically it goes until Saturday. So technically, I ain't wrong. I just haven't gotten to my week 27 yet. But good stuff. Good stuff, man. Yeah. That's what happens sometimes. You're going to watch The Majestic. I haven't seen that yet. I went with 7. That's right. I remember. Now you found out what's in the box. So, right? Come on, Jeff. Jeff is steamed, man. What up, Mr. Dimension Scott? Good to see you, bro. What are you talking about? PS5 thing? Yeah. Okay, man. Do it. Let's go check out the Juggalo, man. Let's all go check out his take on what I just ranted about. You know, I don't often get on rants. Greed sucks, dude. Yep. PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, they are getting a lot of backlash, but you know, if they've already set in motion this, you know, at some point it's going to happen anyway, y'all. Here's the thing. If you're going to go there, then you better show favor to your audience and say, listen, if we lose the right and you bought it, you will get a refund or a credit, or at least let's just say a credit, so you can buy another game. Put your money where your mouth is, right? If you're going to go there, then show your fans, the people that are keeping you going, why they matter. So if you just go, F you, we got your money, we took the game away, buy another one, right? That's people are just going to hate PlayStation, right? So just give them a credit. It doesn't hurt them. Just give them a credit. Sure, you'll be giving away a lot of credits if it's a big game and the millions of people bought a game and you got to give 1 million people a credit. You'll learn your lesson real quick, right? But we'll see. It's all how the fans absorb it. If the fans kowtow to Sony, then Sony wins. But, you know, if they raise enough, you know, stank, who knows? Who knows what we'll do? Oh, yeah, that's interesting. All those apps, yeah, man, they slow things down. Yeah, tell you, man. You're right, babe. Right now, AI has the price of additional storage at an all-time high. Yeah, it's 5 times the price. Woof, 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 man. Next, PlayStation 6 might be the day that they stop selling. Yeah. Well, it's in January, so I don't know when the player's coming out, but, you know, just like Blu-rays. I hear you, man. Not liking it. Dave, it's true. They're going to stop making discs for even for PS5. Yeah. Wow. So it starts now. Well, I mean, January 2028, but, you know. All right. All right, we're gonna go check out Jeff's thing after this for sure. About people bootleg. Yeah, people that start bootlegging their butts off, man. They're gonna revolt. There are programs out there that run PS emulators. Okay, you can download them. Okay, there you go, Movie Hunter. Thanks, man. I knew you guys. See, I'm not a huge gamer, so I knew there'd be a bunch of gamers out there that would know the ins and outs of that. 6 when it comes out is gonna $2,000. Wow. No, thank you. So not only is it 4 times the price of a PS5 right now, you're also not going to give us physical media. Oh my God. Wow. If that's true, dude. Okay. Oh, we're ready. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'll come right back to you. Let me come right back to you. Remember the PC disc had to be installed first in computer. Yep. Hang on, there it is. Hunt for Red October versus. Okay, all right. So you guys are at it. Okay. All right, y'all. It's time. All right. Let me see. Well, let me take a few things out of here. Here we go. All right. Stand by. Bazinga. And there we go. All right, gang, it is now time for This Versus That, a fun-filled game where you guys throw 2 things at me and I battle them against each other, and one will come out victorious. All right, let's get to the top here, see if I can find that first one. Wow, you guys started putting things in here, so it just pushed everything up for me, like right in front of my face. Is this the first one? I think this might be. All right, if I've missed anything, let me know. All right, the first one up is Yosemite Sam versus Elmer Fudd. Nailed him, right? I mean, you know, Yosemite Sam is the rootinest, tootinest, you know, gun in the West. And then Elmer Fudd is, you know, this dork who can't. And all these guys get shut down by bugs. That's the beauty of it. But who do I pick out of these 2? I mean, you know, they're both dudes with weapons, right? But they always seem to get their weapons turned on them. I love it when people get shot in the face in these shows and they're totally just get a little smoke debris or their hair goes straight back or whatever. It's classic. It happens in real life. I'm gonna go with Yosemite Sam because I've always had, whenever he would show up, I would always get more excited when Yosemite Sam would show up than Elmer Fudd. Like Elmer Fudd, you knew was just gonna get his ass handed to him, but Yosemite Sam, I always liked Mel Blanc's voice choice for that character and the big old red mustache, being redhead. I was like, yeah, let's go, Sam. So we're gonna go Yosemite Sam takes the victory. All right, let's see. The Hunt for Red October versus Clear and Present Danger. Okay, so we're doing a little Jack Ryan mano y mano. Wow. So here's the thing. What's good is these are kind of different feeling movies because you've also got Alec Baldwin in Red October and you got Harrison Ford in the other one. But look, you also have Sean Connery in Hunt for Red October. And, Harrison Ford, I'm more of a Harrison Ford fan. So I would lean towards Clear and Present Danger if it was something else. But when you're going Hunt for Red October and you've got Connery as the bad guy in that, or, is he bad really? And he's just kind of doing what he thinks is right. And then you got Tim Curry in there also and Sam Neill. Like is it Sam Neill? No, but anyway, it's got an all-star cast. It's really good. I think Hunt for Red October is the better movie out of these two. Like I liked Harrison Ford's run, this and his follow-up, but Hunt for Red October, it's also probably my favorite sub movie. That Crimson Tide, you got Das Boot, a lot of good sub movies out there, but this one is super good. So for this one, we will give it to Hunt for Red October. Rotoscoping versus motion capture. All right, this is interesting. Two completely different art forms. Rotoscoping, in case y'all don't know, so rotoscoping is interesting. So you have an actor already perform the motions, and then you animate on top of the actor. So movies like Fire and Ice did that. And then motion capture is just what you see in all the new movies now with Gollum and stuff like that. So the actor's also acting it all out, but then a computer, it's hard to say really on this one, Hisham, because it is two different art forms. I don't think you ever would have had motion capture if you didn't have rotoscope first. But I think you can do more with motion capture. I mean, if you look at James Cameron's Avatar movies, as nice as rotoscoping is, if you compare that to something like Avatar, it's not even night and day, apples and oranges. It's just like a whole different world, two different worlds. And I think the results can just be, because we just have more technology today, a little bit more visually striking in motion capture. So I'm going to go a little motion capture. I also did a little motion capture back in the day myself. I worked in an office building where this company did visual effects, right? And they were always, trying to, advance. In fact, they did. If you've ever seen the bootleg or whatever of the original the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie, right? With the arm that just, and the Human Torch, when he turns in the Human Torch and the flames go on him and he flies, all that Human Torch stuff was done by the company in my building. So I got to go put on some of their suits and, act a little bit, and not for the Johnny Storm part, because that was in 91, although I was there in 91, I think. But yeah, I did some stuff after that. So anyway, Back to the Future 2 versus Back to the Future 3. Have you done that one? I have not done this one yet. So, okay. I do love the franchise. Back to the Future is one of my faves. 2 and 3. What's good about these is they're completely different films. 2, you got the whole futuristic stuff where Biff has stolen the almanac and changed the future. And of course, they got the Wild Wild West of Back to the Future 3, which is loads of fun. But I'm gonna pick Back to the Future 2 on this one because I've always had I love the fact that hoverboards could be real. I love the fact that Biff kind of like changes everything, and it's he becomes this super rich tool, and and they got to set it all right again. And I like when Marty has to go back and interact with himself. I just loved all that stuff. So for this one, Back to the Future 2 takes the win. Yeah, excited for Clayface for sure. Zubaz pants and them shorts. Oh my God. Do I even know what you're talking about? Zubaz pants and them shorts. short running shorts. Oh, I see. And them short running shorts. What are Zubaz pants? Hold on. Zubaz pants. Oh my Lord. Wow. Okay. It's sort of like Hammer pants, but it's more like comfy, baggy. I'm not gonna lie. I think I had some of those. Okay. So now that I know what the Zubaz pants are, they're the sort of, flowy, not quite Hammer pants, because those are like parachute pants. But they're sort of flowy, crazy patterns over them shorts. I'll take the Zubaz pants, even though they had a name, because they were comfortable. They were super comfy. So yeah, man, let's go with some Zubaz pants, and it's more fun to say. All right. Yeah, me too, man. I'm curious how it's going to turn out. Supergirl versus Batman, not based on the movies, based on the character. Well, I mean, how do you not pick Batman? I mean, Batman is, it's always everyone's favorite. He's my second favorite. Superman's my first. And I love Supergirl. And again, I'm just trying to take the character, not the movies, into consideration. And Supergirl's a fun character. I don't think Supergirl as a character is as interesting as Batman, just because people deal with Batman in so many different ways. You can do so many different directions with Batman. Obviously, Supergirl, they took a new direction with her. It's a little bit darker than the usual, but yeah, I mean, character wise, I just think Batman's your go-to on this one. Yeah, man. See you soon, bruh. Have a good day. This might be a wee bit before your time, but Buster. Oh, dude, no. Okay. So, pulling out the old guns here with Buster Keaton versus Harold Lloyd. I mean, clearly, before all of our times, it just depends if you've, weaned yourself on these or not. And I will say, I do have a pony in this race, and that's Harold Lloyd. Growing up, I don't know what it was. I went on vacation, and there wasn't a lot on TV, kids, when you're done swimming in the pools and doing this stuff, you go to the hotel room, you just pop on the TV, on the bed, because you got to zone out. And Harold Lloyd was on. And so for the whole week, I was watching all these Harold Lloyds. I like when he's, the one Safety Last, where he's hanging from the clock. You got the Leatherheads, where he's doing the football game, all these different ones. And I thought they were so wildly entertaining, even though they're black and white, silent movies for the most part. Yeah, and Buster Keaton, I've seen some stuff, but I was just a little bit more connected to Harold Lloyd. I even have a Harold Lloyd collection on DVD, but I don't for Buster Keaton. So for me, Harold Lloyd takes the win. What's your take on that, Mr. Moody? Are you shocked? Samurai versus Ninja. Oh, Samurai versus Ninja. Okay, well, let's see. Look, samurais are cool, right? They're both cool. But let's face it, when you're a kid and you're growing up, ninjas are everything. Ninjas are, like, everybody wants to be a ninja. Kids think they're ninjas. They're hiding in the dark. Yeah, Like, I never pretended to be a samurai, but no, you bet your ass I tried to be a ninja. Did I succeed? Was I Michael Dudikoff quality? That's right. I went there. No, I was not. But dude, ninjas, right? I mean, samurais might be cooler nowadays when you're thinking as an adult and you look at things like Shogun and stuff like that. But as a kid, the cool factor of ninjas can't be understated. So we're going to go ninjas takes the win. Five Guys versus In-N-Out. Oh, a little burger off here. I like how we're going here. So we have both here. I've enjoyed Five Guys, but In-N-Out, man, like, we have it near our house. It is always jam-packed to everyone's detriment. When it hits about 11 o'clock till mid-afternoon, if you pull into that drive-through and if that line is long, you're stuck. You're not getting out of that line. So it could take you half an hour to get it. But if you can, I will say the advantage of Five Guys, I can just walk right in and get a Five Guys. In-N-Out, your timing must be perfect so that no one's there. So, but my preference is In-N-Out. Wait time is Five Guys. All right, doing some video gaming here with Mario versus a Donkey Kong. So, character or game? I guess just overall, right, Jeff? So, here's my thing. I think for Mario, we have a lot of video games here as well. We got a lot of greatest hits, Nintendo. So you got like the Donkey Kong Jr. You can play all those. And I got Mario Brothers. I love Mario. By the way, in the arcades, I was the bomb on Mario Brothers. The one where you where you'd hit the floor and flip over the crabs, and then knock them off, and and then you'd have the ice level and all that. I love that stuff. So I would say, oh, hold on, I'm getting dinged already for work. I'm supposed to. Oh Lord, sorry. Hang on one second. Okay, I'm gonna have to roll. All right, I'm just gonna do a couple more of these. I got a mail. All right, anyway, so I'm going to pick Mario for the win because there are more Mario games that I've played and enjoyed. Although I love the character of Donkey Kong, right? But Mario, I think I've played more games that I dig. I think I've done these before. I don't know if I put these two together. I know we did Jackie Chan and Jet Li. Bruce Lee versus Jet Li. I mean, Nick, you're going the master of disaster there with a new guy who's really good too. But I mean, if you're going to do, like if you did Bruce Lee versus Jackie Chan, I am a bigger Jackie Chan fan. I would pick him over Bruce Lee just because, and it's not to say Bruce Lee's not the legend, right? Even Jackie Chan says no one's better than Bruce Lee. So, but for this, I agree. There's no one better than Bruce Lee. For the win! PSV Digital shutting down last minute purchases. Yeah, man, go get them. Oreos versus Chips Ahoy. Look, man, while Chips Ahoy may be nice and dandy, an Oreo cookie, especially if you get a hold of a double stuff, man, you get a glass of milk. I don't think you can beat that. Yeah, man. This is a quick one. It's Oreo. I even have Oreo cookies in the cabinet right now. But I'm a master of self-control. Just one. I just need one cookie. Boom, pop it in. I'm done. It's good stuff. Them little Chips Ahoy, you feel like you got to pound too many of them. All right, I'm just gonna do one more, y'all, because it's danging. So I gotta handpick this one. Jackie Chan Run versus Tom Cruise Run. That's good, Hisham. I mean, Tom Cruise Run. Nobody beats that. My God, you guys are really churning it out. Thank you so much. But like I said, I'm just trying to. Hey, there you guys. I just want to say, hey, good afternoon from Scotland. Hey, man, welcome to the show. Always love it. Jack can do his own stunts. Bruce couldn't. Yeah. Shh. Right. But yeah, of those two, yeah. Bruce Lee was your pick as well. Nice. All right. So I'm just trying to find one. I did say this one. It's just very funny. Jackie Chan Run versus. The Tom Cruise Run is the most legendary run of all time. Tough, y'all. This is tough. All right, so I'll just do this one. It's a Star Trek one. Deep Space Nine versus Voyager. These are two good ones to pick because I don't really have a favorite. To me, it's like they're on the sidelines to the original and TNG for me. So, but Deep Space Nine and Voyager are pretty much on even playing field. So I have to think about characters, storylines, story arcs, and all that jazz. Voyager was a little bit more of a standalone episode thing. Deep Space Nine started to borrow, probably to its favor, from Babylon 5, which had a long story arc across the 5 years. They didn't have that. Well, look, when Deep Space Nine first started, they didn't have that. At about season 4, Worf shows up, things changed, it heated up, it got really good. So I would say from, once Worf got there, it shook things up, and then they started to have the Dominion War and all that jazz. So of these two, I'm going to give it to Deep Space Nine. Both of these, which deserve or at least a Blu-ray version of each series. I'd love to have those. So, all right, y'all, that is going to do it. We're gonna call it a done deal. If you have some more, bring them back next week for this versus that. But I got to go check this stuff out. Work is dinging away, but you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for coming here and keeping the ball rolling on the Morning Mug, which we are now at 201. So let's keep going and see how far we can get. Thank you so much for being here. But before we go, we're going to say thank you to our members, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a great day. To all my Cafe members for their support. And if you'd like to be a Cafe member to help support the channel, please consider hitting that join button now. watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming by and sharing your time with me. So until next time, be safe, be kind. We'll see you on the next one.